working for cash price 6,90,000 rupees. Mahendra, if you can note it down. Calculation of cash price. I don't find anybody having any doubts. So let me go to the next chapter. Okay. So the next chapter we are going to take is branch accounts. Okay. As you know, friends, branch accounts is a big chapter. Unlike hire purchase or incomplete records, a lot of segments are there in branch accounts. First of all, a branch can be a dependent branch or an independent branch. Is it not? And there can be a foreign branch also. And there are different methods of preparing accounts for branches. Debtors method, memorandum method, and stock and debtors method. Various methods are there. So when you come across a problem on branch accounts, first we have to see whether the branch is a dependent branch or an independent branch. That is the first thing you have to see. If the branch is a dependent branch, we have to see what method they follow, whether they follow debtors method or memorandum method or stock and debtors method. All three methods we are supposed to learn. But friends, as far as exam is concerned, mostly you get a problem based on stock and debtors method only. Mostly. Debtors method problems are very, very less in the exam. Very remote possibility. Very high possibility is problem based on stock and debtors method. So, if there is a problem on dependent branches, you may most probably get a problem based on stock and debtors method. There can be a problem on independent branches also. There could be a problem on foreign branches also. So at least three different segments are there. Dependent branches, stock and debtors method, independent branches, right from reconciliation up to preparation of balance sheet. Then foreign branches, there you have to convert the foreign branch trial balance in terms of HO and so on, and then prepare. All that will be there. It's a slightly huge, a big chapter. You can expect from 8 to 16 marks from this chapter. Suppose you get a problem on stock and debtors method, it can be 8 to 12 marks. You get a problem on independent branches or foreign branches, it can be from 10 to 15 marks. But problems on foreign branches are not very frequent, they're very rare. So therefore, most probably in the examination, you get a problem based on stock and debtors method or on independent branches. But anyway, I have chosen problems based on debtors method, memorandum method, stock and debtors method, independent branches, and also foreign. 7 problems I have taken. So we will not be able to complete it today itself. Today we will do some problems. Later, when we meet on Tuesday, once again, we will complete the other problems, then take up the other chapters. Okay. Friends, under debtors method, preparing a branch account is very, very simple. Opening and closing balance of the branch should be recorded. You have to record the transactions between the branch and the HO. The simple rule you have to follow is the branch is regarded as a debtor. In the books of HO, the branch is regarded as a debtor. So what is the rule we apply for a debtor account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So if you assume the branch as a debtor, as and when the branch receives a benefit, the branch account will be debited. When the branch gives a benefit, the branch account will be credited. You will be recording opening closing balances on the appropriate side. The difference, if any, in the branch account will be the profit or loss made by the branch. That is debtors method. Memorandum method is actually not a difficult method. From the data given to you, you have to prepare a trading P&L without preparing any ledger account. Straight away trading P&L. That's why it is called memorandum method. Okay. So if a trial balance is given to you, some data is given to you, you're asked to prepare a trading P&L. Is it possible for you? That is a simple method. Whereas stock and debtors method, we'll have to prepare various ledger accounts, namely branch stock account, branch debtors account, branch expense account, branch P&L account. If suppose the goods were sent by branch to HO, sent by HO to branch at invoice price, that is cost plus loading, then we'll have to prepare branch adjustment account also. So under debtors method, only one account, branch account. Debit when branch receives a benefit, credit when branch gives a benefit. Record the opening closing balance on the debit and credit side. Difference, if any, is profit. In memorandum method, prepare a trading P&L from the data given. That will be the memorandum branch trading P&L. Stock and debtors method, you have to prepare separate accounts for stock, debtors, expense, profit and loss, adjustment. That is why, friends, most of the time in the exam, the problems are based on stock and debtors method because it's elaborate, it is also very clear. In debtors method, stock, debtor, everything is put in one account. There will be a confusion. Whereas in stock and debtors method, we have separate ledger accounts. For stock separately, debtor separately, expense separately. It's more transparency, more clarity will be there. So practically also, companies tend to follow stock and debtors method only. That is the reason why in the exam also most of the time they ask you problems based on stock and debtors method. But anyway, I'll be doing a problem, the first problem covering all the three methods. You can see the problem now. Prepare branch account under debtors method, memorandum branch trading P&L, and branch stock account, P&L account, debtors account, expense account adopting stock and debtors method. So all the three methods we are going to learn from this one problem. But remember, friends, whether we follow debtors method or we follow memorandum method or we follow stock and debtors method, the result made by the branch, that is either the profit or loss, has to be same only. So that also we will learn. Because some students prepare under debtors method, they get a different profit. Stock and debtors method, they get a different profit. It cannot happen because the data is for the particular branch for a particular period. Whichever method you follow, profit cannot be different, is it not? That also we are going to learn. Sometimes in the exam, they may give a problem like this, carrying 8 to 10 marks. But it's actually easy problem. Since you're asked to do the problem under all the three methods, they may give you 8 to 10 marks. Minimum 8 marks they can give you. Because it consumes time, that's all. It's not because of the difficulty or because of the complexity of the problem. The marks are given because it consumes time. That's all. So friends, see the problem number 1. Kolkata Traders Limited invoice goods to its branch at cost. That means no invoice price, no loading. HO paid all expense from its bank account except petty expense, which were met by the branch. That means it's a dependent branch. In a dependent branch only, all expense of branch are met by head office. For petty expense only, HO will send money to branch. From that, branch will incur the petty expenses. So it's a dependent branch. Not only that, next sentence also confirms that's a dependent branch. All the cash collected by the branch was banked on the same day to the credit of HO. So these two sentences will tell you the branch is a dependent branch. If the branch is dependent branch, we can follow any of the three methods. But in this problem, we are going to find the solution by all the three methods. So they're given the summary of transaction, opening balance, closing balance, then transactions are given. Prepare A, branch account debtors method, B, memorandum method, C, stock and debtors method. I'm assuming, friends, that you are aware of all the three methods. I'm going to straight away get into the solution. Wherever required, I will try to explain things. Or you have any question, please feel free to ask me. Okay. So let's go to the problem number 1. First, we are going to prepare the branch account under debtors method. Okay, debtors method. So under debtors method, what are we supposed to do, friends? Very simple. Put the opening balance on the debit side. Stock, debtor, cash. All that is given in the question, is it not? And put the closing balance on the credit side. Stock, debtor, cash. See, in some problem, the debtor closing balance may not be given. If that is not given, then you'll have to prepare the debtors account to find the closing balance, like what we did in problems on single entry. Same thing we have to do. But in this problem, it's given. Now we should record the transaction between the HO and the branch. What are the transactions given? Goods sent from HO. So HO sending goods to branch is receiving. So when the branch receives goods, we have to debit the branch account. Branch account debit to goods sent to branch account, 26,000. Of course, put the total of the opening balance and the closing balance. 2 goods sent to branch, 26,000. Then goods returned to HO. That is the opposite of that. So put by goods sent to branch in the branch account, returns by branch 1,000. 26,000 sent, branch received, debit the branch. Branch return, they gave back the goods, credit. Credit the giver, debit the receiver. That's a simple principle. Hope all of you are following, right? Then expenses, salaries and wages, rent, all these are directly paid by the head office. So expense of branch paid by head office. What is the entry? Branch account debit to cash or bank. Salary, wages, rent, sundry expense. 6,200, 1,200, 800. That is the total expenditure of the branch paid by the head office. Now what is to be credited? The money received from branch is to be credited. Remittance by branch. Branch sent money to HO. So branch is the giver. The remittance by branch will comprise of 2 components. Cash sales. Don't put credit sale. Collection from debtor. They collect the money, they send it to HO. So selling the goods for cash, collecting the money from customer, whatever money they collect, they should deposit in the HO account. So what is the cash sales? 17,500. Debtor collection 28,500. Therefore, branch has remitted to HO 46,000 rupees. Anything else is there in the problem? That's all. We have recorded everything. You might ask me, sir, what about credit sale? What about allowances? What about bad debts? What about goods return? All these are transaction which the branch has with customer. This is not a transaction which the branch has with HO. In branch account, we will record only the transaction between the HO and the branch. Okay, so we should not record the credit sale. We should record the cash from debtors only in the branch account. Okay, so therefore we have recorded everything. Hence, we can now find the difference in the branch account to get the profit or loss. What is the profit, friends? It is 9,400. Profit is 9,400, which should be transferred to the general P&L account of the company. Branch account debit to general P&L. That is a profit made by the business. So on the debtors method, it's very, very simple. Put the opening balance of assets on the debit side, closing balance on the credit side. When goods are sent to branch, when branch expenses are paid by head office, debit. When the branch returns the goods, credit. The branch sends the money, credit. That's all. The difference, if any, will be the profit or loss. In this problem, the credit is greater than the debit. Therefore, the excess is profit. So the branch made a profit of 9,400, which should be transferred to general P&L. Branch account debit to general P&L account. That's all. Easy problem. That is why debtors method does not appear frequently in the examination. Suppose a problem like this comes, they may give you at only 4 marks because it's very, very simple, is it not? But in this problem, they're asking you to prepare the memorandum just to prove that whichever method you follow, the profit will be 9,400 monthly. Okay. So hope it's clear. Now we go to the second method, namely memorandum branch trading P&L account. Memorandum branch trading P&L account. How do you prepare accounts for this? Very simple. You know to prepare trading P&L of an entity, same concept. That means put the opening stock, put goods from HO because branch is not purchasing the goods, they are receiving goods from HO. They have returned goods HO, deduct it. So opening stock 7,000. Goods from HO 26,000, less return 1,000. So net goods is 25,000. On the other side, 20. On the other side, you have to put the sales. Sales, we should put both cash sales and the credit sales. We have to put the cash sales and the credit sales. So sales, what is cash sale? 17,500. Credit sale, 28,400. Total sales, 45,900 minus sales return. See, where is sales return? The problem sales return by customer. 500, that is sales return. Don't confuse return by branch and return by customer. Return by branch means branch is sending the goods back to HO. When I say return by customer, what happens? Customer is returning goods to the branch. Understand carefully. Okay. So, what is the closing stock? That is also given in the problem. So, opening stock Goods from HO less return by branch. Any direct expense in the problem? Nothing. Therefore, you can find the gross profit. That is 19,900. So preparing memorandum branch trading P&L is very, very simple. How you normally prepare a trading P&L, prepare it for the particular branch. That will be memorandum branch trading P&L. Now, why it is called memorandum account? It's called memorandum account because it is not prepared based on any ledger accounts. HO does not maintain any accounts at all. From the brand, they got the detail. Based on that, they are preparing the trading P&L. That is why it is known as memorandum trading P&L. Okay. But this will be with respect to the branch only. So the gross profit take to the P&L account 19,900. Now you record all the expenses at the branch: salary, wages, rent, sundry expense, discount allowances, bad debts. These are the expense at the branch. Salary, wages 6,200, rent 1,200, sundry expense 800, discount allowance 1,600, bad debts 600. See, discount is 200, allowance is 200, discount 1,400, 1,600, bad debt 600. So all expenses are recorded. Now you should get the net profit. So the total amount is 19,900. Check, are you getting net profit of 9,400? For that branch, for that period, net profit is 9,400 only, is it not? We have already determined that by following data's method, correct? Now check whether under memorandum method also the profit is 9,400. We have recorded everything, is it not? Opening stock, sales, all we have recorded. But are you getting 9,400 as the net profit? Check whether you are not getting 9,400. You are getting 9,500. Is it correct? Is it correct? It's not correct, is it not? Whether you follow data's method, or you follow memorandum method, or you follow stock and data's method, the profit should be 9,400 only. You believe you have recorded everything, but still you are getting a profit of 9,500, 100 rupees more. Why? Why it is like that? Please see carefully. I will show you why. See, what is the opening balance of petty cash? 200. What is the closing balance of petty cash? 100. And during the year, HO did not send any money to branch. Correct? So how 200 became 100? From the petty cash, branch has incurred some expenditure. So the difference in petty cash is nothing but petty expenses met at the branch. That is also expenditure of the branch, is it not? So you have to record that also. Then only you will get the correct answer. Understand? Most of the time, you will get everything up to this point, but you will forget about this. You will not get the correct answer. But now you will get the correct answer. So friends, understand, whether you follow data's method or memorandum method or stock and data's method, the profit cannot be different. If you get a different answer, it means you have made a mistake. Okay? Are you clear? So what is a mistake we might have made here? We forgot to record the petty expenses. Okay, so ensure that you do the problem correctly. See, in this problem, you know the profit is 9,400. So you are able to verify. But in the examination, suppose only one method is asked. That's why I'm telling you, before you find the answer, check whether you have done everything correctly. Then only you will know that you got the correct answer. Are you clear? So therefore, don't miss. If there is a difference in the petty cash opening and closing, it means what? Expenses paid by the branch. Okay? Record it. You'll get the answer. So whether you follow Data's method or you follow memorandum method, the profit is same. That is what we learned from this problem. See, what does the problem say? Prepare branch account Data's method. Memorandum branch trading P&L to prove the results as disclosed by the branch account. So both the method, the profit should be same. Have we proved it or not? Yes, both method. The answer is, the result is 9,400 over. Now we are asked to do the same problem under stock and debtors method. Under stock and debtors method, we are supposed to prepare minimum 4 accounts. What are they? Brand stock account. There you will record only the movement of goods. Branch debtors account, you will record only the transaction with the customer. Branch expense, you will record only the branch expense there. And then branch P&L prepared at the end of the year, where you will be comparing the expense of the branch with the gross profit made by the branch. You'll get the final profit of the branch. Correct? Suppose the goods are sent by HO to branch at invoice price, that is cost plus loading. You'll have to prepare another account called branch adjustment account. That adjustment account should be prepared for what purpose? To make entries for loading, removal of loading. Why we have to make entries for removal of loading? The loading is added by HO to branch. It is within the company. So unless the loading is removed, the real profit of the branch cannot be ascertained. Therefore, if the goods are sent at invoice price, we have to prepare another account, branch adjustment account, where we have to make entries for removal of loading under stock and debtors method. Suppose you are asked to prepare debtors method, then where will you make the entry for removal of loading? The entry for removal of loading will be made in the branch account itself. For example, opening stock is there on the debit side. In the same account, you put the loading entry on the credit side, buy stock reserve. Closing stock is on the credit side. The loading on that should be put on the debit of the branch account. GSB is on the debit side. Loading on that will be put on the credit side. You'll get the correct profit. Or even in case of debtors method, you find the profit, transfer not to general P&L, transfer to adjustment account. In that adjustment account, you make entries for removal of loading, you'll get the correct profit. So when you follow debtors method, the entry for removal of loading can be made in the branch account itself, or you can open a branch adjustment account to make entries for removal of loading, get the correct profit. Whereas when you follow stock and debtors method, you will have to definitely open branch adjustment account. Okay. Now, before I do a problem on stock and debtors method, let me just explain that method so that when you come across that method in the exam, it will be easy for you. Under stock and debtors method, friends, you might be knowing we have to prepare number 1, branch stock account. Now, number 3, expense account. Number 4, P&L account. Number 5, adjustment account. Number 6, goods sent to branch account or branch cash account. Of these, the first four are mandatory. In every problem, you have to prepare this, mandatory. If the goods are sent at invoice price, adjustment account is also mandatory. But preparing a GSB account or branch cash account is optional. That is left to you. If you want to prepare, don't prepare, no problem. So, and of course, in the examination, mostly they'll give you a problem based on invoice price only. That means you have to prepare 5 accounts under stock and debtors method. Now, instead of memorizing the journal entry under stock and debtors method, I'm going to make you understand this method easily. How? What is branch stock account? It is nothing but a real account because it deals with what? It deals with movement of goods. Goods comes in, goods goes out. Real account. Now tell me, friends, what is the rule for a real account? Debit when goods comes in, credit when goods goes out. You please note down this, very important. Easily you can do any problem on stock and debtors method if you understand this. So in the stock account, you debit when goods comes into the branch. You credit it when the goods goes out of the branch. That's all. Simple adjustment. Simple understanding. Why? Stock is real. It's an asset. What is the rule for real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes. Here goods comes in, goods goes out. So in the branch stock account, you will always record the movement of goods. Movement of goods means either goods comes in or goods goes out. That's all. Similarly, debtors account. Debtors account are the nature of personal account. Here we will record what? Debtors transaction. Either debtors will receive benefit or they give the benefit. What is the rule for a personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. If you remember this, accounting becomes very easy under stock and debtors method. You need not remember the journal entries. Any transaction between branch and customer, branch and HO can be recorded by you directly in the ledger account if you remember this, if you understand this. No need to remember any journal entry. Okay? Branch expense account is a nominal account, correct? Here you record what? Expense or loss. Since it's a nominal account, what is the rule? Debit all expense or loss, credit nothing, because it is an expense account, there won't be a credit. Unless there is a gain, there won't be a credit. Okay? Branch P&L account is also a nominal account. You record what? Expense, loss, income, gain. So the rule is debit expense loss, credit income gains. Easy. Branch adjustment account is a temporary account. It has no particular nature. It is prepared only for the purpose of making adjustment entry for loading. So it doesn't fit into any of the nature of accounts. It is like a suspense account. When there is an error in accounting, we prepare a suspense account. Why we keep it? To rectify the error. Does it have any specific nature? No. So it's a temporary account. So therefore, the entries for loading should be put, that's all. Loading on closing stock should be debited. Loading on opening stock and GSB should be credited. In the branch adjustment account, loading on closing stock should be debited because closing stock is on the credit. It includes loading. How to reduce it? By debiting the adjustment account. Whereas opening stock and GSB is on the debit side. How to remove that loading? By crediting the adjustment account. Similarly, GSB account, branch cash account, both are real accounts. cash or goods. It records movement of goods or cash. Rule, debit comes in, credit goes out. So if you can understand this, then preparing ledger accounts under stock and debtors method is very, very simple. Are you clear, friends? Have you learnt it in this manner earlier? Or you learnt it by journal entries? Both are okay, but this will be easier for you to remember and also to understand. So in stock account, very simple. When will you debit the stock account? When the goods comes into the branch. When the goods goes out, stock account should be credited. When the goods will come into the branch, when HO sends goods, stock comes in. When the goods goes out, when the branch returns the goods, goods goes out. When the branch sells the goods, goods goes out. When the customer returns the goods, goods comes in. That's all. So see whether the branch receives the goods or sends the goods. Whether the goods comes into the branch or goes out of the branch. If you're able to understand this, then accounting stock account is very, very simple. Debtors account, branch debtors is like any debtor account. Sales will be debited, money collected is credited, bad debts, allowance, returns, discount, all these are credited. Expense account is what? Always debit. Is it not? Expense account will never have a credit. Credit side will be there, but it will always be debited. P&L account, debit side expense loss, credit side income gain. The result will be the profit or loss made by the branch. Branch adjustment account is a temporary account that is prepared only for making entries for loading. Loading on closing stock is debited. Loading on opening stock GSB is credited. The net result will be taken to the branch P&L account. Suppose you prepare GSB account and branch cash account, which is optional. GSB and branch cash are real account. So see whether money comes in or goods comes in, debit. Money goes out, goods goes out, credit. If you try to understand stock and debtors method in this manner, then it is very, very easy for us. Okay. Suppose you learned it in a different manner. You don't want to learn this, no problem. But this is an additional information for you to have more clarity and better understanding of accounting under stock and debtors method. Okay. Now, after having learned this, friends, suppose I ask you to do the third problem under stock and debtors method. Very simple, is it not for you? Stock account, what will you record? To opening stock, balance. 7,000 given in the question. By balance, closing stock, 6,500 is also given. Similarly, debtors, opening balance, 12,600, closing balance, 9,800. Given in the problem, is it not? Now, you need not prepare cash account because there is one entry, opening, closing, cash will be there. The difference is expenses made by the branch. No need to open cash account for this problem, but we have to open branch expense account, branch P&L account. Okay. Now, in the expense account, there will be only debit. P&L account, debit expenses, credit income. That's how we are going to do this problem. Okay. Now, first we will focus on stock account and debtors account. Now, tell me, friends, the problem tells you goods sent from HO. That means what? Goods sent to branch. And the goods are sent to branch, goods come into the stock, is it not? Therefore, what is the entry? Debit branch stock account. to GSB. Branch stock account debit to GSB, how much? 26,000. When the branch returns the goods, goods go out of the branch, is it not? Therefore, credit by goods sent to branch, returns by branch, 1,000. Cash sales and credit sale means what? Goods goes out. Cash sale by branch cash, credit sale by branch debtor. Cash sale 17,500, credit sale 28,400. When there is a credit sale, you have to debit the debtors account, correct? So branch debtors account debit to branch stock and credit the branch debtors account, stock account. Goods goes out, branch stock account credited. Goods sold to debtors, debtors received. So debit debtor, credit stock account. Clear? Some goods are returned by the customer to branch. So therefore, what is the entry? It's the opposite reverse entry of this. So stock account debit to branch debtor, sales return. So in debtors account by branch stock. See, here goods comes into the branch. Customer return the goods to branch. So debit stock account, credit debtors account. When the goods are sold, debit debtors, credit stock account. Clear? Then the problem tells you collection from debtor. Credit the debtor account by branch cash. How much? 28,500. Now, branch expenses. What is a branch expense here? See, allowances, discount, bad debts. All these are expenses at branch. All these relate to customer. All these to be credited to the debtors account and debited to expense account. So the journal entry will be what? Expense account debit to branch debtor. So in branch debtor by expenses, 2,200. How 2,200? 200 for allowance, 1,400 for discount, 600 bad debts. Total 2,200. So you can see, friends, brand debtors account will tally because opening balance given, closing balance given, credit sale, allowance, discount and bad debt, returns, sales return, collection from customer, closing balance. It tallies. Whereas in stock account, there is a difference. What is the meaning of the difference? The difference is nothing but gross profit. Is it not? How gross profit? Stock account records what? Opening stock, goods sent to branch, goods returned by branch, cash sales, credit sales, closing stock. Are you not able to see it is similar to trading account? In other words, branch stock account is nothing but trading account of the branch. We record only the movement of goods. So therefore, you find the branch has made a gross profit of 19,900. So when the branch makes a profit of 9,900, it should be transferred to which account? P&L account. Gross profit will be transferred from trading account to P&L account, but the name here is branch stock. You remember in the memorandum method also, we got the same gross profit, is it not? You remember? In the memorandum method, what is the gross profit? 9,900. So the memorandum trading account and the stock account and the debtors method, stock debtors method are one and the same. But memorandum account is prepared at the end, whereas stock account is prepared regularly like any ledger account. That is a basic difference. Are you clear? So this is how we prepare the stock account and debtors account under stock and debtors method. So this gross profit of 19,900 will be taken to the credit of branch P&L account. So in the branch P&L account by Branch stock gross profit 19,900. On the debit, we'll have the branch expenses. See, the branch expenses will come from the branch expenses account. See, certain expenses are through debtors. What are they? Discount, allowances, bad debts. How much? 1,400, 200, 600. Total 2,200. Are you able to understand? So this is what I put here. The expense account debit to branch debtor. So in branch debtor account, credit. Some expenses are paid by the head office. What is the entry? Debit expenses to cash or bank, salary wages, rent, sundry expense. How much? 6,200, 1,200, 800. Total 8,200. Any other expense are there? You remember, friend, there is a petty expense. Petty expenses are paid out of the branch cash. How much? 100 rupees. 200 minus 100. Branch expense to branch cash because it is paid out of the branch cash, not out of the cash of the head office. So therefore, friends, what is the total expenses? 10,500. This 10,500 should be transferred to the branch P&L account. So the total expense of 10,500 at branch should be transferred to the debit of branch P&L. Already in the branch P&L, gross profit 9,900 is there. Branch expense 10,500. Now tell me what is the net profit? It will be 9,400. So the net profit of 9,400 should be transferred to the general P&L account. So branch P&L account debit to general P&L, net profit transferred to head office P&L account 9,400. So friends, stock and debtors method is a very interesting method. More clarity, better understanding will be there compared to debtors method or memorandum method. Memorandum method, you don't maintain any ledger accounts at all. Just at the end of the year, you prepare a trading P&L based on the data from the branch. That's very dangerous, is it not? As and when transactions take place, we have to maintain accounts. Under debtors method, we maintain only one account for all the branch transaction. That is also not advisable. So it's better to have clarity, better to have transparency. How that will be achieved? By preparing separate accounts for stock separate, data separate, expense separate. Finally, you bring all that in the P&L, you can get the correct profit made by the branch. So friends, this is how we have to prepare accounts under stock and debtors method. I know you already learned it, but I thought I would like to tell you. I want to tell you in a different manner. Hope you are able to understand. Tell me, friends, are you clear? Have you got a better understanding now? Stock and debtors method compared to what you already know, or you are confused? Is it giving you more clarity or providing you more confusion? If you think this is confusing, follow the old method which you already know. If you believe it gives you better clarity, try to apply this in every problem from now onwards. So before you go to exam, you will become 100% certain about stock and debtors method. Okay? Thank you, friends. Most of you say it is clear. Some of you are not saying anything. So I do not know whether you are clear or confused. So I'm giving you the option. If you think this is more clear, follow this. If you think it is confusing, forget this. You already know how to do problems on stock and debtors method. You just follow that. Okay? More clear. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because our objective is that only, is it not, friends? Rapid revision class is not just to do some additional problems. It is for you to learn something better and understand it even clearer. So I always believe that when persons understand things, they can do well in the exam rather than just remembering the journal entries. So one problem, all the three methods, dependent branches, datas method, memorandum method, stock and datas method, but tell me the profit, 9,400, whichever be the method you follow. Because it's quite logical, is it not? The approach is different, but the destination has to be same. Suppose you want to go to a temple or a mosque or a church or whatever. You can take different roads, but ultimately you would reach the destination one. The destination is a profit or loss. So to get the profit or loss made by the branch, you can follow any method of your choice, but it's better to follow stock and datas method in reality. But as far as exams are concerned, you have to follow the method which they ask you to do. Which method will normally come in the exam? Stock and datas method. That is why I thought I should spend some more time on you to understand this. So friends, you can note down this point, very important point relating to stock and datas method. Of course, I given journal entry and all below. I don't think that is required anymore for you. Since you understand this, it will be easy for you. Okay. So tell me, before I go to the next problem, if any questions are there, please feel free to ask me. Let me explain and then we'll go to the next problem. Yes, we have around 20 minutes time before we can say goodbye for today. I would like to do at least one problem today under stock and datas method. Okay. Okay, I don't find anybody asking any questions at all. That means I'm assuming you're all quite clear. Okay. Right. Let me take. Second problem is slightly difficult. I can't do it today. I'll do it next class. But let me do third problem now. Third problem is actually a simple problem, but very famous problem. Popular problem. That means this problem has appeared in the exam at least 3-4 times. Not because it is difficult, actually easy only, but somehow the examiners find it very attractive. That is why they repeatedly ask this question, but they will get only 8 marks for this problem because it's not difficult at all. Okay, but good problem. It's not very easy, very difficult. Good problem. You have to really think properly, remember whatever I told you, and do it. In this problem, you can see Swaroop chemical branch to which goods are sent at cost plus 25%. So the goods are sent at invoice price. The branch sells both for cash and on credit. Branch expense are paid direct from head office. Branch has to remit all cash in head office bank account. From this, what do we understand? We understand the branch is a dependent branch. If it's a dependent branch, we can follow any of the three methods. But the exam, they ask you to prepare the accounts under stock and data system. So we have to prepare the branch stock account debtors account, expense account, adjustment account because the goods are sent at invoice price, and finally branch P&L account. All the transactions are given: goods sent to branch, returns to HO, opening stock, cash sale, credit sale, opening debtor, cash from debtor, discount debtor, bad debt, sales returns, rent rates, taxes, salary, wages, office expense, closing stock. All are given in the question. You have to simply open the necessary ledger accounts and record it. So, we have ample time to complete this problem. 8 marks problem. We should finish it off in 15 minutes or so. See whether we are able to do it today. Okay, let's see. Problem number 3. So what are the accounts you are going to open, friends? These are the accounts you are going to open in the books of Swaroop Chemicals Limited, Chennai. We have to prepare branch stock account, branch debtors account, branch adjustment account, branch expense account, branch P&L account. I have also prepared GSB account. Though it is not mandatory, you can prepare that. You won't lose anything. In fact, you will get correct answer when you prepare GSB account also. So better prepare GSB account also, provided sufficient time is available in the exam. But minimum 5 accounts you have to prepare, is it not? Stock, debtor, adjustment, expense, P&L. Only one account addition, GSB, will help you for some reasons. So friends, we are ready, right? What we should do? Opening stock is given in the problem. To balance. Branch stock. What is the balance? 60,000. Opening debtor is also given in the problem. 72,000. Whether closing stock is given in the problem? Yes, closing stock is also given. 1,20,000. So by balance carried down 1,20,000. But closing debtor is not given in the problem. You have to find out. That will be the balancing figure. We need not prepare branch cash account in this problem because there is no requirement for that. Now what we should do, friends, we should record the transactions one by one. Okay, what are the transactions? Goods received from HO at invoice price 6 lakh. Nothing but goods sent to branch. So when the HO sends goods to branch, branch receives the goods. Goods comes in to branch stock. Therefore, what is the entry? Debit branch stock to GSB. Branch stock account debit to GSB 6 lakh. So immediately in GSB account, you put buy branch stock 6 lakh. So debit what comes in branch stock, credit what goes to GSB account. So goods comes into branch stock, goods goes out of the GSB account, like that. Next, if I'm doing it fast, please tell me. But we don't have that much time to do very slowly and all. I'll spend time on explaining. But when you do problems, I want to do it fast. Returns to HO, opposite of goods sent to branch. What is the entry? GSB account debit to branch stock. Returns, returned by branch. So in branch stock, buy goods sent to branch, 12,000. This is returned by branch. When branch returns the goods, goods goes out of branch stock, goods comes into GSB. Okay. So for goods sent to branch, debit branch stock, credit GSB. For goods returned by branch, debit GSB, credit branch stock. Okay, simple. Next, Opening stock we have already recorded. Sales for the year, cash and credit. When there is a cash sale, goods goes out by branch cash. Branch cash account debit to branch stock. So in branch stock account by branch cash sales 2 lakh. Credit sale, branch debtors account debit to branch stock account. So debit debtors account, credit stock account. Why? Debtors receive the goods, debit. Goods goes out of branch, credit. Okay. Next. Debtors opening balance you have recorded. Is it not? 70,000 recorded. Next. Cash received from debtor. Very simple. You have to credit the debtors account by branch cash. 3,20,000. Branch cash account debit to branch debtors account 3,20,000. Because branch will receive the money. So you have to debit the branch cash, not HO cash. Later, branch will send the money to HO. Okay. Right now, customers will pay the money to the branch. So branch cash account debit to branch debtor. Next. Discount allowed to debtor bad debts. Both these are what? Branch expenses related to debtors. So you have to debit the branch expense to branch debtor, credit branch debtor by branch expense. Bad debts, discount. 4,000, 6,000. Bad debts 4,000, discount 6,000. So what is the entry for this? For bad debt and discount allowed, debit branch expense, credit branch debtor. Branch expense account debit to branch debtor's account. Okay. Next. Easy problem. Sales returns at the brand. Goods returned by customer. So when the customer returns the goods, we have to debit the branch stock because goods comes into branch. So branch stock account debit to branch debtor. We have to credit the branch debtor because it's a sales return. So what is the entry for that? For sales return, branch stock account debit to branch debtor. See, when branch returns the goods, we have to credit the stock account. Why? Goods goes out of the branch. When customer returns goods, goods come into the branch, you have to debit the branch stock, credit the branch debtor. Okay. So debtor returns the goods, credit. Stock is received inside the branch, so debit. Rent rates, salary, office expense, all these are expenses of the branch paid by HO. So what is the entry? Simple. Branch expense account debit to cash or bank. Salary, rent, office expense. So rent to 18,000, salary 60, office expense 6,000. Paid by HO. Don't put branch cash. These are paid by the HO. So branch expense account debit to cash or bank account. Then finally, closing stock, we have recorded that. So all the information given in the problem is recorded. Now what you should do, friends? The branch stock account, as you know, is nothing but the trading account. If you balance that, you will get the gross profit. Gross profit or gross loss. It should be transferred to adjustment account. Why? Because this profit of 24,000 is based on invoice price, including loading element. But the loading is between the HO and brand. It is internal. So to eliminate the loading, we have to transfer the profit to the adjustment account first. Make entries for removal of loading. Then the net amount in the adjustment account should be transferred to P&L account. Okay. So therefore, from the branch stock to branch adjustment, so entry for gross profit is what? Branch stock account debit to branch adjustment account. So debit branch stock, credit branch adjustment. So with that, stock account is over, completed. What about brand data? Very simple. Everything is recorded. You will get the closing balance. That's all. Closing balance will be the balancing figure in the branch debtors account. Now, in the branch expense account, the total expense is 94,000. All expense put together is 94,000. That should be transferred to which account? It should be transferred to P&L account. What is the entry? Branch P&L account debit to branch expense account. Total expenses at branch transferred to P&L. So entry, branch P&L account debit to branch expense account. Now, on the other side, you should get the gross profit. The gross profit is 24,000 subject to elimination of loading. The elimination of loading should be done in the adjustment account. Loading on opening stock and GSB should be put on the credit side. Loading on closing stock should be put on the debit side. Then you will get the exact or the correct gross profit made by the branch. That only should be transferred to the P&L account. Now, what is the loading on opening stock? In this problem, they say the loading is cost plus 25%. So loading is what? 1 by 4 of cost. If the loading is 1 by 4 of cost, it will be 1 by 5 of invoice price. So if the invoice price of the opening stock is 60,000, what is the loading? It will be 12,000 rupees. 1 by 5 of 60. What is the entry? Stock reserve account debit to branch adjustment, 12,000. 1 by 5 of 60,000. Loading on closing stock, 120. On that also apply 5%. Branch adjustment to closing stock, that is stock reserve, which is 1,20,000 into 1 by 5. So loading on opening stock is 12,000, 1 by 5 of 60,000. Loading on closing stock is 24, 1 by 5 of 1,20,000. What is loading on GSB? See, the goods sent to branches 6 lakh, returned is 12. So the net GSB is 5,88,000. On that, you apply loading. No need to apply, make loading entry for goods sent and returned separately. In some books, they do it, but that's not required. So the purpose of preparing GSB account is to calculate loading easily. Don't prepare the GSB account, you'll make separate entries. Loading on goods sent to branch, loading on returns, all that. You'll get confused. But if you prepare GSB account, 6 lakh is sent, 12 is returned. What is the net goods sent to branch? 5,88,000. On that, we should apply loading. 6 lakh minus 12 into 1 by 5. That will be the loading amount. What is the entry for loading on GSB? GSB account debit to branch adjustment account. So in the branch adjustment account by GSB, the GSB account to branch adjustment. So it is 6 lakh minus 12 into 1 by 5, 117,600. So that is the reason why I prepared the GSB account. Clear now? So therefore, friends, you see in the branch adjustment account, profit of 24 subject to loading, all loading adjustment done. Now you find the correct gross profit transferred to branch P&L. So what is the correct gross profit? It is 1,29,600. The difference is the correct profit. See, it appeared that the profit is 24,000 only, but that is based on invoice price. The correct profit is after removal of loading. So the correct gross profit made by the branches, 1,29,600. What is the entry for that? Debit branch adjustment, credit branch P&L. Transfer entry, branch adjustment account debit to branch P&L account. Now you see the P&L account. See, we have completed stock account. We have completed debtors account. We have completed adjustment account. Everything we have done. Expense account is also completed. Expenses transferred to P&L. Gross profit transferred to P&L. Now you will get what? Net profit. So the net profit is actually 35,600. That should be transferred to general P&L or HO P&L. So journal entry for that is what? Branch P&L account debit to general P&L account. Debit branch P&L, credit general P&L. Transfer of net profit to HO P&L. Over. That's all. Since we opened GSB account, we have to close it also. How to close it? After removal of loading and making all adjustment, there will be a balance in GSB account. That should be transferred to purchase account or trading account. Why purchase or trading account? Very simple. First the HO purchase the goods, then they sent it to branch. So when they send the goods to branch, what will happen? Purchase will reduce. Or suppose it's a manufacturing company, they manufacture the goods and then they send it to branch. So trading account should be credited. Is it not? So therefore, if you prepare GSB account, after you have made all the entries, you are satisfied you made all the entries, there will definitely be a balance. That balance should be transferred to purchase account if the company is a trading concern, trading account if the company is a manufacturing concern. But if the problem, we are not clear whether it is a trading or manufacturing concern, so we put a general entry, GSB account debit to purchase/trading. That's all. So friends, this is how we are supposed to prepare the branch, stock account, debtors account, adjustment account, everything under stock and debtors method. Tell me friends, are you clear now? So if you come across a problem on stock and debtors method, I am sure you'll be able to do it much easier now compared to earlier. Is it not? Like this, another 5 problems are there in branch account. We will do all these problems and other chapters the next class, that is Tuesday. So Tuesday morning 10 o'clock we will start on time. Please join. Thank you friends. Please use your time productively and prepare well for the exam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.